I had been getting my master's degree in music at San Diego State. I had no idea what I was really going to be doing with my life. But about 4 years ago, when I started building this dome, I had a feeling, a strong intuition that if I had a place for an orchestra to rehearse, I would have an orchestra. Two years ago with the orchestra, I wanted to play a Mozart piano concerto. I called a lot of people, and I called and kept calling, and first rehearsal, 5 people showed up. So I played the parts. We didn't have any cellos or basses, so I was playing cello and bass parts. We rehearsed all summer, and I just sat at the piano. I wasn't conducting yet. I never had conducted, so why should I start? I was just playing, and things weren't quite coming together the way they should.
That we don't hear the wrong notes that much.
There was still some raggedness, and I stood up.
Like this.
For the first time, after 3 months. I didn't have a baton. I just waved my hand. Something seemed to happen. Whatever I did, they did. If I didn't concentrate, they didn't concentrate. I have had to become what you might call a lens for the orchestra. The music, it passes through me and I focus and clarify it. It's been hard work most of the time for me. One rehearsal, I had to lose my temper. I just had to tell the people that this wasn't the reason I started the orchestra. I didn't start the orchestra for the glory of waving my stick at them. I started the orchestra to make music, and if it wasn't going to be a wonderful time for me and for them, I didn't want to have anything to do with it. I was willing to just call it off then, and that was before our first concert. Well, we survived that and a few other crises. I've managed not to have to yell at the people in the orchestra much at all. I don't yell, and when I do, it's very effective. So I try to keep it in reserve. We didn't even have a name in the beginning, and then we finally settled on the Redwoods Chamber Orchestra, which ties us in with the College of the Redwoods. And the redwoods that grow in Northern California cover a pretty large territory. The people who play in the orchestra cover a large territory. And the reviewers have started telling us that we're too large of a group to be called just a chamber orchestra, but maybe we should call ourselves a symphony now, which to me would be very, very exciting, and call ourselves the Symphony of the Redwoods or something with a fancy title like that. Something to ask? Well, this concert, I won't be conducting the orchestra. I'll be playing with the orchestra, which is where I wanted to be anyway. That's how I started the orchestra, so I could play with it. And I'll be doing the Brahms Second Piano Concerto. The piece is one I've loved since I first heard it. When it was over with, I said, that's a piece I'm going to learn when I grow up someday. Now I may not be quite grown up enough to play this piece, but I'm going to give it a good try. and this was it. And it was just the place. So it seemed like it was one of those things that just had to be.